pleased that people still do seem interested in it. We get a lot of comments, both on Twitter and in our email, saying that people love that we continue to talk about what happened because they feel like people just stopped and no one cares and so much bad was done and no one took any responsibility for it. So they do like us continuing to take on these people.
Speaking of which, I want to toss to you some credit for a cabinet pick.
Yeah, that was all
or an
me.
appointment that you had a COVID era complaint about, and what happened with him?
Well, so it's interesting, but last episode we talked about the DEA appointee, Chronister. He's a sheriff in Florida, and I said that, I'm a big fan of my governor, Ron DeSantis, but DeSantis defended Chronister and said he'd be great and all this. Well, Chad Chronister declined the appointment. I guess the pressure got too much. A lot of people complained about him, and he's no longer going to be head of the DEA. So, look, do I think that he needs to be shunned from all office forever or all positions? No, but I would love to hear some contrition. I'd love to hear some apologies, and that's really where we are. I don't think he ever apologized for arresting a pastor or opening the jails to release people because of COVID. Just all this kind of stuff that I think was really poorly done, and you could say we didn't know or I was wrong, but I want to hear that I was wrong and I'm sorry, and we haven't really heard that.
Yeah, and I think the first part of accountability is that you don't give people increased power who used their power for bad things in this time unless you are very clear on the idea that they are sorry for what happened during that admittedly somewhat confusing time.
Right.
Woo! I mean, the pastor thing,
like the first, as they make it sound.
Yeah, and also the pastor thing is like First Amendment is very clear. It's number one. Like it's in there.
I think the founders really meant it.
I think they did.